Alrighty, we're going to review what is one of the most exciting updates that has ever come to Call of Duty Mobile, the most significant in some time. We're going to be looking at something that is a game changer, and while we're at it, we're also going to review the latest Battle Pass, give that a rating out of yeah or nah. First thing that got me really excited was the introduction of Overkill. They've been talking about this for many years, bringing it into the mobile version. I wasn't too keen on it to start with, but having had a little play around, the first obvious thing is you can carry two primary weapons. For years we've been stuck with a melee, a pistol, a launcher, or picking up an opponent's gun after you've killed them. This essentially takes the concept of 10 loadouts and doubles down. It means if you want to be super toxic, you can take two of the most toxic, overabused meta guns in the game and have them in your loadout just straight off. Here's a few of the things I've been playing around with and looking for complementary combos. And then I'm going to give you a super tip that's come from one of the game's top researchers. I'm the LMG guy, so this is kind of my Clan Wars loadout. The RPD, here's the gunsmith, set up for infinite wallbangs, and then just a bit of toxicity with another LMG, which is basically the SMG of LMGs. But here, the Bison used to be my anti-sniper loadout. Now, I've thrown a sniper into the mix as well. So I've got a high mobility SMG, complemented by the perk of Skulker, and through using Overkill, I'm going to chuck a Tundra in there as well. So I can use the movement SMG to counter snipers with the smoke thrown in, and I can also use a sniper while I'm at it. This CX9, actually we'll come back to that in a second. Yeah, this is actually my sniper loadout. Used to have a melee or a pistol thrown in here, or a machine pistol. Now I can throw in an actual shotgun, so two one-shot meta abusing. Long range and close range covered. So when we're talking complementary, normally you wouldn't go stupid like two LMGs, even though they do serve different purposes. Think about long range and short range, which is what this is doing. This is as well. PKM, arguably amongst the LMG community, the best LMG in the game. And what have we got here? One of the former #1 spot meta guns. But we're using the 30 round, so it actually means that if you're being pushed, you can pull this out and you've got a gun that, even though it's only got 30 rounds, in a pinch can quite easily fight someone off. And with this gunsmith right here, it takes it back to the pre-nerf days, except you just have less bullets. But we've still got this LMG with 150 rounds. You could use the Type 63, with this CX9 12-round mag. It is extremely lethal up close. If you can get it in the one burst, the time to kill is unsurpassed. Very hard to use, but if you were using a sniper or an LMG or a DMR, and you were being pushed, you would change to your secondary. This secondary just happens to be an OP SMG. Here is those doing top 10 loadouts and stuff would always put this LMG as the top. It is basically the big daddies. It's the LMG version of the Fennec, and we're pairing it with an actual Fennec. While it's not good to use the Man o' War thermite ammo in general, it is excellent in respawns for taking down score streaks. So now you can just throw that on as the secondary instead of having a launcher. That will do. And also, you know, if people are annoying you, just kill them with that. Okay, obviously this is a meta. I don't really use the USS, but it's just there for giggles and ships at the moment. And then in respawns, the PB Bison is the LMG of SMGs. It's pretty good, and I've also got the LMG of LMGs. So that's when feeling like spraying and praying a lot. Now here's the tip that I got from Signu that will really interest especially the S&D players. If you have the CX9, this loaded here basically, essentially we're looking at the hollow point 12 rounds. This has the fastest sprint speed in the game. It used to be one of the pistols. But if you have this in your Overkill loadout and you run out with this, as in start running with it, you will be super fast and mobile, but you don't have to even use this gun to shoot, although you can. It's got the fastest, it's got a 116 milliseconds time to kill, if you can one burst. Not that easy. But go watch some Jokester. He uses this gun, this ammunition. It takes you back to the very OG early days of the game, where we didn't have a gunsmith, but we could add a handful of attachments on, and one of them was, it gave a speed up boost. So people would have that in their loadout just to run out with. Actually, it was a perk. But see how fast this is for a primary gun? Then you can just change on to whatever you need. So great for positioning. And you still have the burst gun if needed for close range. It's good to go. You could have it in your secondary position, it doesn't matter, it's just having it in your loadout. Change to it, move, see that boost. Just change it to move away. Yeah, so it's a really lethal way to get to power positions first and relocate. So even though when I heard about it years ago I didn't like the ideas, I'm actually really quite excited by that change. There are other perks, there are other wildcards they call them. I don't have them unlocked yet. I went for Overkill first. Here's some tips from Signo, some other things to consider, and I certainly will once I unlock these. So this Perk Greed Red, get an extra slot to equip a non-duplicate red perk. So you can use whatever red perk you're using. A lot of people use lightweight, but it could be anything, and then chuck on Pinpoint as an additional red perk, and you've got free aim assist right there. So if you're holding power positions or just need a bit of accuracy, a bit more accuracy boost with whatever weapon you've got, that's a great one to add on. It's free aim assist, guys. If you're an LMG user, then combine lightweight and skulker. I use a bit of lightweight and skulker. I could have both of them in one SMG, and you'd have max mobility. So I won't be all about overkill, although it's a lot of fun at the moment. It just expands out the number of potential weapon combinations you can have. I'm sure some people will still utilize melees and so on. They're just used to that style. They may prefer it, but you will be foolish not to use a wild card. Something else that's new is there's a favorited mode. So on any of your settings, you can click star and it will save it to favorite. If you're someone that tweaks your settings, saw Jokester today, he changed from using an automatic weapon to sniper. He doesn't like to use gyro when sniping generally, and so quickly he just comes in and changes it. So if there's something that you're wanting to change between, you can easily do that and find it just by saving that to your favorites. Something else you're going to want to turn on is match replay. This enables you to review in full the games that you've played, ranked games for example, to perhaps learn from your mistakes, but also you can spectate how your friends were playing or your opponents. That's especially good if you suspect that there's some hackery going on, and you need more proof, or maybe you're just were confused about something that happened, and you can get a better view of the entire game, not just from your perspective. So turn that on. Okay, and now the bit you've all been waiting for is the Battle Pass review. You've been hanging out for my hissing thoughts on this. So the Battle Pass gives you a bunch of rewards. Some of those things are free just for playing the game. but you can also pay and get some better skins. Also, if you buy the Battle Pass once and don't buy anything else in game, the game gives you CP back enough to just keep for the rest of this game buying Battle Passes. If you're a Clan Wars player, the main reason you want to buy the Battle Pass each season, 2 Battle Pass seasons to 1 ranked series, is it gives you a 20% boost on every single one of your Clan Wars matches. That alone is reason enough. That is a massive boost. That alone is worth buying it. But anyway, let's have a look at this season's Battle Pass. Straight off, we've got Farah, Sandstorm. She looks pretty tired. There's black eyes, you know. But the colouring is pretty nice if you're into your Sneaky Snake stealth skins. Farah is a pretty cool character. She doesn't look like her hair, but it's not bad. The first gun is the Growl 556. I've got a Mythic Growl, so I would not use anything else. It's a Mythic Snake skin. But this one here, it's reminiscent of earlier days of COD Mobile, where they did a whole bunch of Wild West themes. Okay. So far, the Farah skin's the only thing. I mean, nothing special there. You get these secret cache crates as well, where we're trying to unlock either legendary or mythic guns. I've just got the mythic to go for free, just for playing the game. Yeah, Hades is okay, but I've got a legendary Hades snake gun. This looks pretty ugly. Okay, the KN again. There's a bit of a sort of feels a bit Western or post-apocalyptic. It always comes down with the Battle Pass skins as to what the iron sight's like versus what the gun would normally be like in its natural state. Okay, Wade. What the hell is this? This is some weird shoot. That is weird. You gonna stand out in that? Okay, I don't know who Wade is, but that's weird. Okay, what is this? What is a reps? Deploy ship that drops autonomous robot anti-personnel sentry drones. What the hell? Is this a score streak thing for like multiplayer and BR? Damn, this seems toxic. We'll have to get that. Okay, so they've introduced something new, completely new, not just a cosmetic thing. Speaking of cosmetic things, SVD. Actually, you know what? That looks really cool. I like that. You chuck on a different camo. That looks pretty cool. Unfortunately, why would you use anything other than the Tundra? But you know, you get it, and maybe they buff it in the future. Okay, this is the M1 Grand. Jokester was saying you can get these in America for a couple of grand. Yeah, one of the great American rifles. It's semi-automatic. You might see me using that in Sniper Elite in coming days. Yeah, we'll have to see what that's like. Okay, we've got an emoji. Yeah, we're just coming into winter. You're not a homeless person, though. How do Americans feel coming into summer? It's coming into winter here, so it's appropriate, but we always get this snow and winter stuff in the summertime. It's weird, man. Frames, yeah. Okay, Maxis Sand. Okay, so it's the sand people. Yeah, it's okay. It's a different name. At least it's not sexualizing girl operators. Okay, Thumper. Yeah, I mean, anyone still using Thumpers now that we've got Overkill? Juggernog? Yeah, okay. I mean, if you're into zombies. What's this? ISO? Looks different. I mean, yeah. Kind of with the extended mag on. If you're an ISO user, chuck a different skin on. It'd be cool. Wow. We're up to 45 and I'm pretty underwhelmed. Type 63? Nah. DRH? Nah. Okay. So what is this? Operator number 3 or 4? 49? Night Junker Soldier? Oh god. Wow. What do you think of the tattoos, Dusk? I mean, he's a ginger up top, and then bottom of his face, he's an old man. Wow. What am I looking at? I don't know who this character is. But, I mean, look, I'll give it to them. These characters are all different. They're not sort of just reskins of generic stuff, so there's that. And then, okay, this is the thing that normally the level, top level weapon skin tends to be a good one. It normally has good iron sight, especially if you've got a gun with bad iron sights. So can we get a little view of that? Yeah, this looks nice. I mean, I think the M1 looks nice just in its natural state, but this is a bit different. Yeah, it's sort of steampunk. I think that's seems to be the theme, a bit like Far Cry 5.5. Yeah, that's cool. Otherwise, honestly, I found this a bit underwhelming, and I've given a lot of 6s. I give this one a 5. It's middling. It's sort of yeah, nah. It's not yeah, nah, yeah. What do you think? Comment in the comments below. And yeah, also let us, if you've got any little tips and tricks on how to use the new wildcards, what you would recommend, and how you'd apply it, and in which mode. Okay. Use code HISS from SXE.gg for 10% off your finger sleeve needs.
I think the best YouTuber in the world has to be HissingThoughts.